Look at that. Hey guys, AJ here back with another one for you. So guys, it's time to do another episode of women being ignored in the workplace. This is a long running series, guys, where we talk about these 304s and how they wanted the whole M2 thing, right? The whole time's up thing so that they can be strong and independent.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
You guys, men are not having it, right? They're not having it. Guys are getting up, going to work, keeping their heads down, and going home. Guys, no happy hours, no work trips, no one-on-ones, no none of that. Guys, it's too risky. It's too risky, man. You know? One wrong word, or if you're not Chad and they try and take something you say wrong, you're cooked. You're absolutely cooked, right? And these chicks, they're so narcissistic. They just can't imagine a world where men at the job are not trying to deal with them. So the very idea that a guy would want to avoid all women in the workplace, guys, what do we hear?
How dare you?
Clown world. So guys, here we have a Reddit thread, and this guy is saying that he didn't realize that this was a thing, right? So guys, we'll get into this. Before we do, like, subscribe, drop a comment. Guys, I have a second channel called 50304s. That is linked in the description, so please go and check that out. Guys, join the Discord. Check out the playlist at the end. And I'm offering memberships now, so guys, make sure to hit the join button or the link in the description, because memberships really help the channel out. And thanks to all you guys that are already members. Because this is how many of you avoid whamming in the workplace. He says, hey gang, there was a post and another sub yesterday. I forgot where a woman was sharing that she was disappointed with the men in her office because their efforts to create a respectful professional distance from her lead her to feel like an outcast, or at least not part of the group. And there it is, guys, right? Barely in it, and there we are. So if guys are just trying to work and do their own thing, they feel marginalized. And it's,
how dare you?
But if guys try and steer clear, right, and be respectful and leave these women to their own devices, it's,
how dare you?
Clown world. Look at this. So she says, so she was aware that they were trying to be respectful, but felt marginalized because of it. There's that word, felt, feel, clown world. So the comments were a bit of a mess, as you'd imagine, but very interesting. I was very surprised by the number of men who said that they avoid whamming altogether in the workplace and refuse to be put on one-on-one projects with them because they fear being accused of inappropriate behavior or comment/sexism, etc. The feeling was because whamming now holds so much power in these corporate spaces, or because of HR departments or corporate offices having such a zero-tolerance policy towards reports like this, that male interactions with females were not worth the risk. And guys, pump the brakes. Guys, they aren't worth the risk. Guys, go back through my series, because guys, this is my most popular series on the channel, right? Guys, go back through my playlist of this particular topic and look at the stories that my subs have told about them getting falsely accused at work, them getting fired at work, right? Absolutely insane. Okay. This guy says, I was really surprised by this. I'm in my 40s and I've worked in a number of offices and interacted with hundreds of women on so many different teams, and I never had a problem. I was really surprised to hear that so many guys were so worried by all this that they simply refused to interact with women. This guy's either LDHD TV or he's a Chad. You know? Come on. So I'm wondering, what's your experience here? I'm not sure if this conversation was Reddit real, but the loudest friends' voices end up to the top of the post. But I'm curious to hear about your experiences and insights. Guys, I avoid all these chicks at work. And luckily, I work from home. I don't talk to them, don't look at them, don't do any of that. No thanks. You know what I'm saying? And guys, I'm an extrovert. You know what I'm saying? This guy says, when I was in the office, I avoided everybody equally. Look at that. Look at that, guys. This guy says, same. I was the only male on the staff, 10 to 14, for several years. Yikes. My female colleagues made a big deal that we hired 2 other men this summer thinking we'd all be buddies. I'm like, you don't know me at all. This guy says, literally, all my customers are women and it makes me super uncomfortable to be alone with them. I'm doing my best to remain respectful and professional, but I can't help but wish that I could finally get some male patients in my gynecological practice. He's trolling, you know? Look at that. This guy says, I'm a body piercer. 99% of my customers are female. About a year back, a girl asked me if she could film me piercing her nipples for her OnlyFans, and I said no. I prefer she not. She left a 1-star review calling me an ass and saying that I needed to lighten up. I actually got cussed out by the owner of the shop because apparently part of my job involves being in a video that dudes are gonna fat to. Well, that's crazy. First time in my career I actually considered no longer offering private piercings. Damn. Look at that. This guy says, I don't avoid these women at work and I mostly work with women. And I'm friends with many of my female coworkers. Look at that, guys. Look at that.
Beta!
What are you doing? He says, I absolutely avoid flirting with women at work. Not trying to spend the rest of my very short career talking to HR. This guy says, this reminds me of my past job. 2 women who I thought were my friends, they reported me to HR for really stupid reasons, and no, I wasn't flirting. Look at that, guys. Look at that, he got cooked. Look at that. This guy says, I was asked to coach a developer who was struggling with productivity. And guys, let me know in the comments if you think it's worse if it's the one woman that's in an all-male field. Because guys, you hear this a lot in programming or IT or accounting, where a guy has to pull the short straw and train the new girl, right? You know? He gets cooked. Especially if she's falling behind. She's going to blame him and then throw him under the bus and try and sue. Okay, so this guy says, I was asked to coach a developer who's struggling with productivity. See, if I had a one-on-one with her, I recorded it. So supposedly to edit and add to our documentation later. But you know the real reason. Guys, smart man, right? Sure enough, as time goes on, she's not improving. She reports me to HR for harassment. Only we're remote and I had everything. Every email, every chat transcript, every meeting. HR had to review all of it and it extended her PIP, her employment, I guess, out months. Finally, I was cleared of everything. She was let go. Let's go! Look at that, guys. Look at that. Look at that.
City boy! City boy!
So she was let go. Later, I saw a post on LinkedIn where she complained about sexual harassment in tech and the fact that she had to go back to India due to not being able to find another job to satisfy her visa. So they sent her back to India. This guy says, I genuinely try to encourage women in tech to mentor them, but I effing despise when people don't take accountability for themselves, try and hide behind their identity. I won't lie, that experience made me much more careful when interacting with women at work. If I have to mentor a dev, I try to make it a group session instead of one-on-one. Yeah. This guy says, I've seen similar situation. She really wasn't cutting it, but she gave off troublemaker vibes and no one would pull her up on things. She complained about getting comments on pull requests, things that all the devs have to deal with. She didn't want to test her code and much of it had to be rewritten. It was really toxic, but eventually she left anyways. Damn. Look at that, guys. This guy says that he works at Panera and he's 10 to 13 years older than most of his coworkers. He says, I love talking to my woman coworkers about their life plans, giving advice, but I avoid doing or saying anything that could be construed as flirting. Dude, you are an idiot. You are gonna get cooked. This guy says, I'll name drop my fiance, I'll bring her in. That's gonna make them want you even more, you absolute moron. Guys, what are you doing?
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Someone said one of them gave me her number because I was helping her with something. Are you stupid? Absolutely insane. Guys, avoid these chicks at all costs. Avoid women at work at all costs, guys. Guys, don't talk to them. Don't look at them. Give one-word answers. You know? Look at that, man. Absolutely insane. Guys, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Not worth it. But alright, you guys, let me know what you think. Guys, check out the playlist at the end because I have a whole series just like this. But alright, you guys, this is AJ. I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, and guys, I am out of here. Have a good one, guys.